Former South African ambassador to the United States, Ebrahim Rasool, has arrived in the country a short while ago. Rasul returned from the United States after he was expelled and declared a persona non grata over pronouncements against Trump's Make America Great Again movement. He was given 72 hours to leave Washington by U.S. State Secretary Marco Rubio. His expulsion comes amid tense relations between South Africa and the United States. Earlier this week, the presidency warned against any action that may seem inflammatory or that could worsen the already volatile diplomatic relationship with the United States. Now, Newzroom Africa's Junior Khumalo is tracking the story for us and joins us live from Cape Town. Junior, one of the things that's come out of that clip is the presidency speaking out against saying anything that might be inflammatory towards the United States. Just walk us through what Ambassador Rasul had to say when he touched down a little while ago.
Indeed, Hugo, there was that cautioning by the presidency spokesperson saying that the people that gathered today as they welcome back the now former ambassador to the U.S., they should be cautious about some of the things and the utterances that they make today against the U.S. But when the now former ambassador finally got to address the media as well as his family that had come to welcome him back to South Africa, he did not mince his words. He did say that the America that South Africa is now dealing with under the presidency of Trump and the Trump administration is a totally different America compared to the America that South Africa was dealing with under the presidencies of Barack Obama as well as under Clinton as well. So this is a totally different America, even in the way that they are engaging South Africa or not engaging South Africa basically has changed. So he has cautioned the president as he is embarking on that journey of appointing a new ambassador that he should not appoint someone who's going to sacrifice the interests of the country just to gain favor with America and basically return the relationship to what it was. But he also indicated that America was basically trying to force South Africa's hand, especially when it comes to some of the relationships that South Africa has with countries such as your Palestine, with countries such as your Russia, and that BRICS as a whole. But let's just take a listen to what Rasul had to say about his journey back to the country and some of the things that America was basically trying to force South Africa to do.
It was not our choice to come home, but we come home with no regrets. Yes! I want to say that we would have liked to come back with a welcome like this if we could report to you that we had turned away the lies of a white genocide in South Africa, but we did not succeed in America with that. We would have preferred to come here to say that we have won for you a goer, but we could not win it by withdrawing our case from the International Court of Justice against Israel, because as we stand here, the bombing has continued and the shooting has continued, and if South Africa was not in the ICJ, Israel would not be exposed and the Palestinians would have no hope.
In essence, the now former ambassador cautioning that even that deal between South Africa and America, AGOA, might not be renewed by America given the current relations between the two countries. He has also cautioned the president of South Africa that in his attempts to basically appoint another ambassador, he should not only consider white males, as has been the case, because the front runner, we understand, is Andres Nel. There are also individuals such as Tony Leon being touted about. So he has said that the president should just choose individuals based on capabilities, not because there's a white president in America and he might prefer a white ambassador from South Africa, Hugo.
You know, what was interesting to see is that Ambassador Rasul received a hero's welcome of sorts. A large contingent of the ANC and the alliance partners were present at his arrival.
Indeed, Hugo, quite a stampede when he did touch down. He basically touched down from a flight from Qatar, Doha. So he moved from Washington to Doha and then made his way to South Africa. When he landed, quite a huge contingent of the ANC from the Western Cape, particularly the Dula Omar region, because that is basically his home region. He was a very influential politician here in the Western Cape, serving as the chairperson of the ANC in the Western Cape and also going on to serve as the premier as well. So quite an influential figure. We saw the alliance partners, the SACP. We also saw COSATU also making their way here. Also, the family was also here, but when they tried to welcome him back, there was basically that distance that was created between him, the media, and the family. Some of the young family members, they trying to run around and basically greet him, but they could not until he made his way outside, where he finally had that opportunity to gather the media, to gather and address the media. Initially, there was supposed to be a briefing here inside the airport, but that room was too small, so that was why the police made the decision that because of the numbers that had come out and turned out to welcome him back, that media briefing would be held outside the airport, Hugo.
Now, it is expected that Ebrahim Rasool will present a report to President Cyril Ramaphosa. Did he give any indication of timelines around submission of this report?
The only timeline that we did get as the contingent of the media was that he has already started working on this report. The president indicated that he expected a detailed report of his stay there in America. He has been there since January in America until he was unceremoniously expelled from America about 2 weeks ago. So he is expected to detail how his interactions with the American government has been, because you know that since that termination of aid funding by America to South Africa, there has been an attempt by the South African government to get an audience with the Trump administration, but seemingly hitting a brick wall at every turn. But parties such as the Democratic Alliance, as well as organizations such as your AfriForum and Solidarity, being given that audience without any troubles. So I'm sure the president would want to understand what really was going on from his ambassador, Ebrahim Rasool, saying that he has begun detailing that report, but we are not getting an indication on when he will be sending it to the president, Hugo.
Junior, Khumalo coming to us from Cape Town International Airport following the arrival of Ebrahim Rasool from the United States. The former ambassador to the US asked to leave the United States by Marco Rubio a few days ago.